Hey, what it do, what the business is?
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show 2023.
Yes,
AB, what
sir.
is this? Year 9? Is this
We're
year
going into year
9?
10.
This is the 10th year.
Yes, sir.
Holy smokes. Podcast veterans.
Facts.
Can we get them shirts made, nigga? We leading the charge in the podcast revolution, man. Shout out to everybody out there that have been rocking with us over the years, man. We happy to kick off of 2023. Hey, B, how'd you bring it in?
Man, quiet, sleep by
Quietly.
10.
Best way to bring it in at this age, brother. That is the best way, nigga. I talked about this a little bit on another week in the books, but like New Year's is clearly amateur night. Like $250 to get in. You gotta buy a bottle. It's $1,000 for the brute. For the brute champagne, it's a rack, nigga. Oh, you want a section? 2,500.
No.
What?
Nah.
Niggas was paying mortgages on New Year, dude.
60 to park.
Yeah, I forgot the 60 to park, nigga.
Come Fuck out of here, dude.
Stop it, man.
Now we way past that though, but triple salute, man. Good to hear everybody in the new year, man. 2023. We got some good topics and some couple things that we missed that we'll talk about. So some big events that happened specifically in court with YSL. It's a situation, unfortunately, with Big Scarr's family with Gucci Mane that we'll speak on too. And then we're going to give a couple of predictions that we have for the rap game in 2023. But first things first, we'd be remiss if we didn't kick off the first episode of the year on a sour note. Speaking of Big Scarr, 1017 artist, he passed away from an accidental prescription drug overdose December 22nd. He was 22 years old. 22 years young. And then also Gangsta Boo, another Memphis artist, ironically, she passed away, found dead in her home in Whitehaven at 43 years old. Rest in peace to both of them. Same city, two different ends of the rap spectrum in terms of one was more of a rookie and one was a vet, but that's kind of crazy, man.
Super veteran, man. RIP to them. Condolences, thoughts and prayers to their families, man.
Yeah, we was just talking about because people were saying that Glorilla was the first like unisex female rapper that niggas could listen to, and I said it's either Mia X or it's Gangsta Boo.
Gangsta Boo, yeah.
It was one of them two, and so it's kind of crazy. They still details around her death still kind of sketchy. I've seen rumors, but I haven't.
We don't want to speculate and get into that, but it was not anything that she did to herself. They don't think. Her dad had just passed. She was they said down about her dad, but she was hopeful for the stuff that she had going on. So they didn't say that she was depressed or anything like that. Damn. Just unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate. Thoughts and prayers against the Boots people, man.
Absolutely, man. Let's kick things off, though. Since we have been gone for 2 weeks, we appreciate y'all hanging in, tapping into some of the throwback episodes. Tory Lanez has been found guilty on all charges. It was 3 charges against Megan Thee Stallion. He is looking at sentencing later this month. How did this end the way that you expected it?
No. Is Tory going to jail? I needed that clarified.
He's in jail now.
Going to jail. Oh, he's in jail.
Yeah, he's in jail now, my nigga. Yes.
Oh, I didn't mean to laugh at that. I know he was found guilty, but I didn't know he was.
He's facing 23.
But, Jesus Christ, I know that ain't gonna happen. But it's I didn't see it happening and unfolding this way. No, I thought it would be a mistrial due to everything that was going on around the case, all the stuff we heard. We were following our boy on IG, lawyer for workers. I know everybody. He got famous doing this little stretch, and he was alluding to Tory's team winning the trial. Like from what I was understanding and what everyone was reporting, academics, all of these people, Tory's team seemed to have been doing a good job, and we thought that this would be either declared a mistrial or he would be found not guilty. But that clearly didn't happen. Now Tory is getting new lawyers. He's wanting to get more lawyers and get other people on the case. I'm assuming he think they did a bad job now, but I mean, this what happens when you go to trial, bro. Like you either go to jail or you gonna get off. And if he thought he had a good enough case to get off, then maybe that's why he's blaming the lawyers. But it's unfortunate for Tory. I'm not a Tory Lanez fan. I don't listen to his music. I never doubled down on what happened. I was always at the camp. I'm not sure. Let's see how it plays out. And now that it's played out this way, sorry, brother. I mean, you went to trial, you lost. What else can you ask for, dude?
Yeah, he has fired his lawyer now. He has got Suge Knight's former lawyer. I don't know how.
Suge Knight is doing life in jail, right?
Is that a lateral move? Like, I don't know.
Like, okay, Suge is doing life. Just wanted to make sure I knew he was in jail. So maybe Tory likes it there.
Yeah, listen, I'll say that, like you, and I feel like we both had this stance this entire time. We like, nigga, we don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know. Yep. We know who's accused, but we don't know. So we're just gonna let this thing ride out and see what happens. I too, based on a lot of the information that was coming out of Twitter and Instagram lawyers, I too thought that, okay, yeah, this is getting muddied. The friend is pleading the fifth. She maybe lying, maybe not, maybe saw, maybe didn't. I'm like, oh yeah, this smells like a hung jury mistrial,
right?
Whatever the case may be. So a lot of people were surprised to hear the guilty verdict. Now, what kind of came out after the fact, because his calls from the jail when he was initially arrested the night of are public record now. Those were played in court. Once I heard those, that now I understood a little more how they came to that verdict. Only one person was accused of shooting her. And there was 4 people in the car. Only one person was accused, and they were accused by 2 people, Megan and the friend who initially texted Meg security, Tory shot Meg. So there's 2 people pointing the finger at one person, and and then there was the old man in whose house it happened behind.
Right.
He saw the little guy waving the gun. And so look, that's 3 people pointing at one person. And then the jail call was the icing on the cake. Like, that did it. What is implied in that call, and I know there was some faction of Twitter or social media that was like, well, he didn't say he shot her. No, he didn't explicitly say it. And if you were only listening for that and you took out all the context clues of everything surrounding it and what he's accused of, then yes, then that's fine. But in this instance, you have to take everything into consideration. And when you do that and you add that piece of the puzzle into it, it's not a good look. It makes him look guilty. Do I think I know what happened? Based off the call, it sounded like he was wilding, and he does have some fault. And that she was telling the truth the whole time. That's how it sounds when the smoke has cleared. That kind of did it for me, though. I was like, oh, okay, damn, that nigga did. I think he did. I don't think he meant to shoot her. I think he was wilding, but I think in the end, that's what happened.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You have control, and this is going to be 2-part. Let's say you're the guy that they're going to put the marketing strategy for Meg together moving forward. Would you come out, double down on the persona that we know Meg as? Like, she come back out twerking, I don't want the cases, hot girl summer 2023.
Yeah.
Would you double down on that, or would you go for a shift in persona and try to clean her up a little bit?
Nah, you got to keep it hot. She hot girl Meg. She hot girl Meg. You got to have a record. You got to do the same thing you've been doing. If you switch it up, it's gonna look suspect.
What if she's changed? Would you be with it? What if she was like, you know what, this I ain't going that way no more. Now I'm studious Meg. It ain't hot girl summer no more. I'm the thick Rhapsody.
Meg the studious stallion.
What if she was thick Rhapsody though?
I mean, that could work too. She can rap well enough. Well, I mean, she's not on rap level, let me be clear, but she's talented enough. As long as it's authentic, it just can't come off contrived, man. It just like when
they
you look
try
back,
to do it because of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't do that. When you look back at her interview with Gail, it looks silly now because she said they didn't have no relationship. That was a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, you can't do that. You can't come off with the button up turtleneck on, nigga, and all of a sudden like you a librarian. Like it
Elizabeth Holmes style.
Yeah, it looks wild, and I think that hurt Tory too, because Tory came out to the trial, number one, with a son nobody knew he had. It looked like a plant. Like, dude was like, rent a son.
Rented a son, yeah.
You can rent a son, nigga, so you look innocent in court. It looked wild. Nobody knew he had a kid. Then he didn't take the stand, which I thought was very interesting, that if you truly, like, let's just hypothetically say I'm Tory and Kelsey, the friend, is the one who did it. But but you know what I'm saying? I'm whatever, real nigga, street nigga, whatever you want to call it. So I didn't point the finger at her. There's no way I'm putting my 23 years of freedom in the hands of 12 motherfuckers and I'm not taking the stand, nigga. If I really truly didn't do it, there's no, or my bodyguard, because that was his security in the whip. He didn't take the stand either. There's no fucking way, dude. I'm going to trial risking this 20 piece, bro. And I honestly didn't do it for a gal that I just happened to be fucking for the last 3 weeks. There's no fucking way. Ain't no way.
Yeah, Tory Lanez not even that type of rapper. He's not even a gangster. Like, he should be telling. If there was something to tell, he should have told. Like, just flat out, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you, my nigga. You should have told.
I'm not doing 23 for that. Like, she married now, shit, bro. I'm not doing 23
Absolutely
for that, bro.
Absolutely not, bro.
Fuck out of here.
She did it, nigga. And plus, like, he ain't got no real gangster image to uphold or nothing. And he has the risk of being deported, which would probably.
Oh, that will happen.
No, that probably.
Yeah, no, that'll happen. He'll be deported. It'll be like Shine. Once he does his time, whatever the time is, and he gets out, he'll be deported to Canada.
Jesus, Belize is a better place to be than Canada. Belize was all right there. But man, shout out to them, man. It went a very long road away from Tory Lanez shooting Meg and turned into this black woman versus black men thing online that it was very detrimental. And I'm glad it's over, to be honest with you. Now people can find some more shit to argue.
Yeah, exactly. That ain't. I know they glad
that was wearing thin, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of arguments, trials, we continuing on with what we've missed while we were away. It's the On Deck TV show. We're back for 2023. If you've been under a rock and you did not know that Young Thug was on trial, he and his YSL crew, for RICO conspiracy amongst numerous other things of charges, just recently 8 YSL members took plea deals.
Yep.
Some stood and are going to be co-defendants with Young Thug in this case. Animal Brown, what I want to know from you is, can you see in this world Young Thug beating this case and walking away?
No, it's a wrap. But I feel like we knew this from the beginning.
Okay.
That's who they wanted.
Yeah.
We figured that they had Gunna on some affiliation shit. Let's be honest, they brought 28 people in. How many of them realistically did they have something on? Like,
20.
honestly.
About 20.
Maybe. That's a great percentage if they did.
Yeah.
But they want the big dog. We've said this the entire time. We felt this the entire time. So this is not surprising. Like you said, 8 members have pleaded out. There's 50, 60 counts, and about 7 or 8 of them are on Thug. And I don't know if that includes the stuff that they found in his crib when they went and got him.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother ball game.
Mm-hmm.
The question is probably who's going to do longer, Tory or Thug. That's probably the question. Not if they're going to do it, but who's going to do longer. Because they're both about to do time.
Damn, Tory Lanez finna do that.
He's finna do time, bro. He took that shit to trial too. If he would have pleaded out, back to Tory real quick. Yeah. That's why he fired his lawyer. I thought your lawyer was to counsel you, dude, and be like, look, bro, give you. I don't think you have a good chance of beating this if we go to trial. Plead out, take these 3. Nigga, you'll get 1.5 for time served already. You'll be out, nigga. You'll be able to still tour and do. Why the fuck didn't his lawyer tell him that shit, bro?
That nigga finna go to jail for some bullshit. Golly. I thought the nigga was gonna get probation. I'm gonna be real with you. I thought this always do about nothing. This nigga finna go to jail for real for some bullshit.
Yeah, he finna be locked up, and so is Thug, unfortunately. So I think that's the question.
Thug on the other hand. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's the. It ain't if, but when and how much, in my opinion. That's the way it seems. Stranger things have happened. Nigga might walk out of here on some John Gotti shit. It's just not looking good, though. It seems like they've had their target on him and they're laser focused in. And then we'll talk about the other people playing out and what we think it means for them, Gunna included. But what do you think? Do you see him beating this at all?
I think that there's a slight chance. Not a really good one, but a slight one. And that just depending on the character witnesses that he get in there. I just got to get one juror not to believe it. And it's a lot to make a motherfucker believe. But when it comes to these RICO cases, and now that they got these 8, like you said, people that pleaded out and the evidence that they have, it's going to be hard for his attorney to get him off of everything. Maybe a plea deal comes down the line. He didn't have to serve 25 to life.
Right.
Maybe they get at some point where he can plea out of this. But it's gonna be rough for Thug, man. He gonna do a long time. That's why I was surprised that you were saying that Tory was going to do the same, because I always looked at that Tory shit like it was some bullshit. I would be upset if I were Tory if this nigga was running a criminal organization and I shot somebody in their toe and we finna get the same amount of time. I'd be upset about that. But back to Young Thug, yes, it looks very ugly. I couldn't see him walking away from this scot-free. There's a slight chance that he may take a plea deal, but it's ugly, man, especially speaking to the co-defendants that you said we'll get to as far as that. What do you think about the people that pleaded out?
I mean, that's where it gets tricky, because if you let them tell it, their stuff doesn't count against Thug. I don't know how that.
Lie.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that's lawyer talk.
That's what I
to
thought.
be clear, Gunna's lawyer said that, and that's where that
exactly.
whole shit started. That's a lie. There's just no way that could be true.
Really?
But even with that being said, yeah, it couldn't be true. Because like, so if you've been arrested before, and the whole thing, when you get a lawyer, let's say you're in the car and there are drugs in the car and it's just you and another person. If you're saying, like, you've heard people say this online, if you're saying, okay, well, these aren't my drugs, and then you obviously are saying that these are the other person's drugs. So your lawyer is going to go in there and make that case. You ain't got to say shit. The lawyer is going to throw the other person under the bus because that's not their client. Mm-hmm. You, their client. They're trying to get you off. Of course, his lawyer is going to say that to try to protect Gunna, and he probably, for his reputation as a lawyer and wanting to get more clients, doesn't want it to look like the deal that he struck up was one where it looked like his client snitched. With that being said, man, I really think that people are looking at this in a skewed view when you're talking about YSL and you're talking about the gang Rico stuff. I'll take Gunna at his word. I'll take Gunna at his word that, hey, I'm an employee of YSL. Did I know some bullshit was going down? Maybe, maybe not. I was just around, but I'm an artist. So if that's the thought process that he's looking at it from, why wouldn't Young Thug be looking at it that way? Yeah. If I'm Young Thug and I'm a true boss and I'm thinking about the bottom line, what I'm thinking is there's no way that Gunna gonna make any money in here with me.
Yep.
So whatever he has to say to get free today, and they said, okay, we riding with it, then that's cool with me.
Even if that means giving you time on top of.
Well, that's what I pay my lawyers for. That's what he the boss for.
I got you.
Like, and that's one thing when niggas run around talking about boss this and boss that. When it come time for this shit to happen, the boss man is the one that they want. Yep. So yeah, if it means, again, if we looking at YSL in two different factions, one as a business and one as a gang, if I'm Young Thug, the leader of the gang, the only way that I'm gonna make money to fight this case is somebody from YSL need to be out putting out music and promoting the brand. That's the only way, and Gunna can't do that in jail with me. So that still doesn't absolve Gunna from saying, hey, did he snitch or not? I mean, that's on him, his people, and how they process that. But if I was Young Thug, that's the way that I would be looking at it. Yep. He's an employee. He works for me. He got to go make money. He ain't a gang. Like, he ain't killing niggas. We do know that for a fact. We knew that Gunna wasn't a nigga out here pulling triggers and running down on niggas. He wasn't young King Von. We knew that Gunna wasn't that. And so if he is the person that makes money for the brand, I need him out making money for the brand, whatever that comes with that, if I'm thinking like a boss. If I'm Young Thug, I don't care about him being perceived as a snitch or whatever, because he don't even make music like that.
Well.
So get out.
There's some trap elements to the music. Like, let's be clear. That's not his brand. No, it's not. That's not his brand. But there are some definite trap elements to his shit.
True. There are some trap elements, and I feel like that's because of the association with Young Thug.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be mad, and I'm going to toss this to you to see what you think, and you tell me your thoughts with everything else too, but I wouldn't be mad if Gunna came out and said, hey, you know what? I was caught up in the lifestyle. I'm an artist. I'm out to push YSL and doing what's best for my career. Thug and I are good. Like, I'm not going to hold a label against him, call him a snitch, boycott his music, or no dumb shit like that. He did what was best for him.
I mean, that's a slippery slope, because trust me, if you Google Gunna no snitching, I'm sure he's got lyrics in his shit about, nigga, I'm not snitching, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I can almost guarantee it. So it looks funny in the light.
Gunna like that. And see, that's crazy that you say that, because I listen to Gunna and know him for like that fashion shit.
Yeah,
And
some
like,
fly shit. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, he ain't no
It's
gangster.
a
And
vibe.
I ain't knocking him saying that he
Yeah,
ain't
yeah,
no
yeah.
gangster,
It's
but he
more
just
vibe shit.
yeah,
But first of all, he's gonna get out. He's not gonna say the letters YSL. Let's be very clear.
it's a
He's gonna stay. He gonna do like Blue Da Vinci and them niggas, bro, or like Jeezy when BMF. How many times you hear Jeezy mention BMF nigga after them goddamn them
right
feds
when
kicked the
them
door in,
indictments
bro?
start coming in. Yeah,
He distanced himself from that. For what? Why would you sit here and still scream it, nigga? You like
right,
stop, dude. That doesn't make sense. You are no good to Thug back in with him. So I'm with
right.
you on that. I think Thug may be thinking like a businessman. And that's a very interesting way of putting it. We will see what will happen though. It's that's a very interesting case, man. I'm very interested to see how it unfolds. But yeah, I guess it's just a situation where it's a Rico versus. I know you were saying Tory Lanez looking at 20. Well, that nigga had a gun in Cali, and which to my understanding is a little different out there. They're not as gun
Yeah,
friendly
yeah.
as things are here in Georgia. Maybe if
That's
you'd have shot somebody in the
crazy.
toe in Georgia, it wouldn't have been 20.
It's crazy. Even yeah, that's nuts. So the redemption play for Gunna is not out of bounds. Same question I asked you about the marketing aspect. If you were the person behind it, that's the card you play, right? The redemption story, the same thing that 6ix9ine was trying to do but couldn't because he really did snitch.
Facts.
Gonna come out and play the redemption story.
Nah, Gunna can just come out and just play the regular shit he slick been on, which is the fly shit. As long as Young Thug has not came out and said this nigga Gunna snitched on me, then many people will still rock with Gunna, in my opinion. The day that Young Thug tweets it from his Twitter account, man, fuck Gunna, he snitched, then it's over with. Then it's a wrap. Then he can't. But then why would he do that when that's his artist? He wouldn't do
Right.
that.
I think
Because he's still
everybody.
signed and he's still making money off of him. So he would be very foolish to do that, which is how Gunna has leverage in the situation.
It's interesting too how wish-washy niggas is, and when you're talking about the industry, because nobody will come out and just declare it. Like, ain't nobody that's like Meek Mill kind of said something, but he took it down. T.I.
About what?
alluded, Gunna being a snitch.
I'm Boosie.
What do Boosie got to lose?
Nothing.
And I ain't saying, I'm saying that as a fan.
Yeah,
I'm talking about people. I'm talking about people who hedging their bets and thinking, well, what if Gunna catch one and I need it one day? Like they kind of hedging the fence and ain't really talking about it. T.I. kind of said something interesting. They had they got the Trap Cafe now, in addition to the Trap Museum.
Damn, I didn't know that.
There's a Trap Cafe right down there. They had a picture of Gunna and Young Thug there in the Trap Cafe. They took the picture of Gunna down, and it's just two pictures of Young Thug up there now. So I think people have kind of quietly made their decisions on what they want to think about it. I'm interested to see if he catches one and he comes out, like you said, and just on his fly shit and catch another push and pee. How many people are going to be like, I mean, he didn't snake. I'm going to try to cop pleas for it. I mean, they're an artist, man. They're a rapper. That's it. He ain't like, if this was finesse 2 times for Lil Boosie or like someone who I really expect to be about their life, if it's one of them Griselda niggas or something, I would be shocked. I'd be like, oh my God. But it's Gunna. Like you say, come on, bro.
Even again, Gunna, for the most part, his brand is on some fly vibey shit, bro. That's an easy transition to continue to do that, bro. Talk to the gals, do some auto tune, harmonize this shit. Nobody's really, but nobody who really thought Gunna was like out here though. Like honestly, that's where Gunna
was gonna be taking it to trial.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who thought this nigga was finna get up there and say fuck the judge, the jury, the DA, and the prosecutor? Like, stop, bro. Like, let's be honest. Yeah. People deep down don't believe that, and I honestly think they really don't care. Good music trumps everything. Niggas had R. Kelly on features for 10 years, 15 years after the tape came out, bro. Nobody gave a fuck, bro.
This is a fact. This is a definite fact, man.
Until the block got hot again, and then they was like, oh shit. Like, bro, nobody cared. Big Scarr, man, we spoke to him, alluded to him earlier, passed away right before the end of the year. He was signed at 1017, and there was some accusations around Gucci Mane not supporting and not helping out with funeral costs. It turns out that Gucci's wife took to Instagram, social media, and provided literal receipts for what they contributed to the funeral, which was $20,000. It turns out that the Big Scarr's dad came out and has since thanked Gucci and said everything was a misunderstanding. But how do you see this shit playing out, man? Was this good that this was cleared up? Should this never have been brought to the light to begin with? What you think?
Wait, but before I go there, what did his dad say? Well, you just took a drink. What did his dad say specifically? Like, was he
He literally
remorseful?
said, "Thank you, Gucci Man, Atlantic Records.
Got you. Like
I'm
in a
sorry
tweet or
for the
something?
misunderstanding.
Mhm.
We all, it's all good. We appreciate you guys. Much respect." That's all it was.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate that this was even a discussion after this young man's death. And no, it shouldn't have been the headline like this. People love messy shit nowadays. Something
Yeah.
to go back and forth. We talked about this a lot. I just talked about this last week on Week in the Bush. We live in that aha, got you. Oh, this you culture where
Facts.
people want to jump so quickly to out somebody or counsel somebody that they don't even take time to see what's going on. And I mean, that's just the microwave society that we live in. But when we're talking about this and his wife, Gucci Man's wife, posting a receipt, I don't know if I would have got that deeply involved in it, man, or even responded. If I know that I gave y'all 20 racks towards the funeral, and I know that the people who Big Scarr fucked with got that money, and I know my shit went through, I'm not sure if I want my wife out putting receipts and shit like that trying to defend my name. I was listening to Joe Rogan the other week, and he said something that I felt like was dope. And he was like, man, a guy asked him about the criticism he gets, and he had the nigga clip and shit like that.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan was like, bro, I never respond to criticism, ever. He was like, because my platform is bigger than anybody that could talk about me. So when I talk about it on my shit, more people are going to come here and listen. Mm-hmm. And they don't get this shit diluted from anywhere else, or quotes don't get perturbed anywhere else. Same thing for Gucci. If Gucci hadn't responded to this, they hadn't put a receipt out, Big Squad Daddy hadn't made a response to it, when he put a song out, I don't run to listen to Gucci Man albums, but I would have kind of wanted to know what this was about. If a motherfucker was like, man, he spoke on that Big Scar situation on one of his albums, on this last track off this rated album. And not to capitalize off of it, but just to give people who need it and are interested in you perspective. Because we talked about living in this aha and gotcha culture. People try to switch and turn your shit up all the time. And one of the other things that Joe Rogan said is, when people come here, I know they're really coming for me. Like, they ain't on CNN seeing this and then they judge me. They get to hear me tell you what I was thinking out of the horse's mouth. Same thing for Gucci. Put this shit in the song. Like, and I know he ain't came out and said something, but I don't even want my wife addressing this. I'm not arguing with kids over a $60,000 funeral. Like, I'm not doing that if I'm Gucci, man. Or for anybody that's associated with me. Like, there's no reason for me to be going back and forth with you. And I thought it was distasteful for everybody that was involved. I know it was his brother, I think, and maybe his sister, but those were kids. And I'm not excusing them or absolving them for what they did, because it was wrong. Somebody offered to help pay for your loved one's funeral, and now you're coming and say, oh, well, it wasn't enough. Well, it wasn't everything. Or what is that little shit? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
If I'm Gucci, because remember, Gucci hasn't said anything.
Yeah, he hasn't.
He took the, man, yo, leave this shit alone. I'm chilling. I'm not even finna stun it. His gal was tired of seeing people drag this nigga name, and that's how it be. But that's a real one holding you down, though. To be honest, like, she like, man, hold on, okay, like, dude, like, this is getting out of hand. You got people, because again, you just talked about the microwave society. People believe everything that they hear. If it happened on Twitter, nigga, it's real, it's true, and so people run with this shit. You see, these blog sites, the blogs are getting terrible, dude. Like, I don't know what the new blogs is on. But like the Daily Louds and the Say Cheeses and shit, bro. First of all, they're all on my timeline and I don't follow them. I don't know how they're all on my timeline.
That's the crazy thing.
But I don't follow neither one of them, bro. And all I get are their posts all the time.
At least I'm like, 5 tweets a day.
Bro, I'm like, what the fuck? That's number one. Number two is they be inaccurate as fuck half the time. But again, people run with, matter of fact, speaking of Memphis, the Ja Morant, you see when he signed the kid's shoes? I don't know if you saw at the game, he signed the kid's shoes. One of the little kid had a sign, little Ja Morant saying, he signed the Nikes, kid crying, whole nine. Nigga, the next day, somebody took a picture of the signed shoes at a consignment shop. And they ran with the story that that little kid sold the shoes, when in actuality, he took the shoes to the shop to get wrapped so he could preserve them. And but they cheese and all, bro, they ran with the story, and I'm like, man, y'all got to stop doing this shit too. Like, that's just one example. They've been off a lot lately, but anyway, that's a tangent. That's a whole other story. But I
Media is
say that to
disgusting
say
right now.
I say that to say it creates a narrative, dude. And when you're in the spotlight and that negative gossip narrative is being ran on you, it's really, really, really hard to ignore it when you have screenshots of a receipt from 3 weeks earlier and you can easily post and clear that shit up. It's really hard to ignore that shit when you know the truth. That's all I'm saying. So whether it's coming out in a song or in a tweet, it's coming out, dude. Like, y'all got me fucked up. Y'all got my whoever fucked up. And I'm not mad at that, bro. I'm not mad because that shit gets loud, bro.
What would you had said? Would you found it distasteful if? Because I thought about this too. Not really using it as an opportunity, but you remember when Gucci Man went on that rant and was going in on everybody.
Facts.
If you're one of those people and you just ain't one of the type of people to get over shit, like if I was Yo Gotti, I would have just sent them 60 racks. Just to piss off Gucci. like even if you did just send 20, if I was T.I. or somebody that he always up Jeezy,
Yeah.
I just sent them 60,000.
That you could have been petty and done that. And that Gotti and Gucci like low key beef is very interesting.
That's deep, buddy. If I was Yo Gotti and I heard of that, I would have got them 60,000 over there ASAP, nigga.
People forget about that. People forget about that. It's deep.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard to ignore that shit. But man, like people make it to the positions that they in by keeping their head down and chopping wood and carrying water. So I commend Gucci Man for never coming out doing no big long rant because that wouldn't have been the same way when we first started this podcast.
No, I agree. I commend Gucci for not doing that, and I commend his wife for taking up for him. I could actually commend, but I'm not mad at either approach, honestly, because I would probably lean toward the Gucci approach and just be like, man, I'm too busy to even be online like that to even see this shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at her approach either, though. Like, man, hold on, man. Y'all got my nigga fucked up, though.
I'm gonna say something tough. I'm gonna say something before we move off this topic, and people may turn their nose up and call me bougie. But people who have to ask for money for a funeral and spending 60,000 on it is insane to me.
That's wild.
That's fucking nuts.
I think they said the casket was 20 bands.
People that have to ask for money to bury a loved one and spending 60,000 on it is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Yes. However, man, before we get into our predictions of 2023 here at the On Deck TV show, your man 50 Cent is on the car wash run. He got BMF coming back out. New series is everywhere. Hip hop homicides, whatever you name it, 50's on it. He did a Big Boy interview, and there's some takeaways that you wanted to speak on. AB, what did you get from Curtis Jackson and Big Boy?
Yeah, like you mentioned, his TV run is that season 2 BMF has kicked off. That hip hop homicides, I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptical. It actually turned out to be a solid watch. I take I was critical of it when it came out, but I take it back. It was actually a solid watch. I'm not gonna lie. And now he's talking more TV, of course. The Snoop series that he teased not too long ago, The Murder Was the Case, that has been scrapped. I thought that was interesting. He spoke on that. Stars wasn't fucking with it. They were, for whatever reason, he really didn't get into the specifics, but he is doing an 8 Mile series, which I thought was interesting. I was like, okay. I was like, yeah. But again,
he would have thought of that before any other shit, really.
Yeah, that's true. But that's again, his whole thing with the Snoop series was making it like the OJ, but making it like the People versus OJ on FX, but doing it for the trial for Snoop, though. That was his comparison to that. And then his flip of 8 Mile would be something similar to how Fresh Prince, how that Bel Air is. That's what he said. That was his two comparisons. I was like, okay.
I don't understand. So he would make 8 Mile different?
Like a modern.
Okay, like battle rap or something like that.
It would be the same, just like the movie. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, whatever. And then he also teased that he had new music coming out. He said he was going to come back out in 2023 with production from Dr. Dre. And he claimed that Jay cut him out of, or tried to box him out of the halftime show. He proceeded to clown him and and say Jay trying to look like a gay painter, which of course he's referring to Basquiat. So yeah, it was some very interesting takeaways, dude, from that interview. But the Snoop series being scrapped and the 8 Mile series getting greenlit, I don't know if it's by the same networks, but I thought that was probably the biggest standout to me.
I don't know if that Snoop trial was as dramatic as that OJ trial, and that's the only
No, it
reason
wasn't.
I
Nothing
would
was as dramatic as that OJ trial.
facts. So yeah, like if you narrowing it down to just a trial, I could kind of see a no on that. However,
like how
I
many
don't want to
episodes
see.
would that be though? Honestly,
Yeah, like it's 3,
right.
4, 3-part series.
Right.
But it's at the same time, I'm not here for 8 Mile at all. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm cool off that. I think 50 need to get with some more creative people, man. Do something still in the hip hop range because we got a lot of stories that need to be told, but like it's too many layups, I think. Like, come on, bro. Like, just try a Steph Curry shot for me just once. Even with this BMF, it was like a layup.
I think the 8 Mile thing at the time when that came in like 03, it was cool in 03 because M was the person that was portraying himself. So he could actually rap and do it. You get another M lookalike and have him like rapping the I don't know about
and that white boy, the white boy story definitely not even interesting no more. If they took that 8 Mile shit and did like some battle rap stuff with those, like them niggas got some interesting stories and getting locked up, the suit surfing, like it's a lot of niggas
follow different niggas or something.
Yeah,
like,
that'll be fire.
That'll be hard.
Like that, yeah.
That'll be hard. Like if it was more focused on the actual like battle rap thing
the
and
battle rap and shit that
different.
goes into it and how they get them lines and shit.
Yeah, that would be
going
hard.
on in the lifestyle. You saw like it had a scene of some nigga having some dramatic shit happen, and then the nigga was on the next stage and scene rapping about that shit like dogging him. That'll be killer.
That'll be hard.
Like, and that'll make people more familiar with how battle rap goes down and put some more eyes on it. So I don't know if they're trying to do that.
One thing 50 said I thought was interesting. He was speaking about Lloyd Banks. Well, let me take that back. He was speaking about members of G Unit. He didn't say names. I'm just assuming who he was talking about. And he said that being depressed, this was his quote. He said, being depressed is a luxury. And so Big Boy was like, what do you mean? And he was like, bro, back in the day where I'm from, he said, you niggas didn't have time to be depressed because they was too busy working. He said, oh, you got time. You're depressed. And so you're stopping everything and halting everything. Then he said, bro, I don't know where they're doing that at. That's a luxury for you to even be in that position. I think he was referring to Lloyd Banks, but again, he didn't say. But I thought that was an interesting quote because I hadn't heard that take on depression before.
That is, man. That is really interesting. And it, as expected, coming from a personality like 50, hard to get that off in 2023 with how hard people go on mental health.
For sure.
It's hard to try to get that off. While I see what he's saying, it don't make it correct. It don't like I get the concept of it, but it don't fix how traumatized or what the dealing with depression has done to generations of people for trying to deal with it the way that he's talking about. Exactly. Everybody ain't 50 Cent. Everybody can't do that and go be a multi-millionaire, get shot now like that. That's what I would have pushed back if I were Big Boy said.
Yeah.
But interesting that he still has those pokes and jabs to Jay-Z. Do you think that that's like just some New York shit? Because I never get that.
He just 48 laws of power, man. He don't let that shit go, bro.
That's crazy.
It was mean shots, bro. Because he was saying that he was talking to Noriega about the shit. And Noriega was like, man, come on, man. Big homie, man. He not tripping, man. He was like, man, come on, man.
Jay, but Jay definitely did that, though. That 1,000,000% happened.
No, they said
Jay petty like that, too, though.
That is true.
100% petty like that. He like, oh, Fifth? Nah, he ain't, no.
But you got to remember too, Fifth, if you Google it, go to YouTube and look at the Super Bowl promotion. 50 not in it.
Yeah. Because Jay probably asked that shit. He probably is 100% right about that. And another nigga wouldn't have never said nothing. But 50 being who he is said something, you can't talk about Jay-Z, but 50 don't care. That's why he went that far. I believe that. I believe it, but I don't blame Jay either. Fuck that nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they said that Eminem, and this is confirmed that Eminem said he wouldn't do it if they wouldn't allow 50.
I bet Jay was hot about that, boy. Because you need M. I bet he tough. Steaming. Nigga probably don't talk to M no more.
M said he wouldn't do it. And nigga said he wouldn't do it. And last thing, and then we move on.
That's
he said off of that, he said World Cup offered them $9 million to perform. They offered Eminem and 59 million to perform, and M said, "No, I'm straight." Turned it down.
That's some real white boy shit right there. Because if I was 50, I'm like, damn, that was dope. You getting me on a Super Bowl halftime.
I appreciate that, but
like we can go over here to Qatar and like, come on, bro. Jeez, nah, I'm cool.
He said, "No, I'm straight." He was like, "I'm good on that."
That's and yeah, that's nuts.
Somebody who ended up doing the World Cup was Lil Baby. I think it was Lil Baby ended up doing it.
Did he?
I think so.
I know he went and left that night. Boy, you can't do shit over there. You can't drink, smoke, shit.
That nigga M said, "No, I'm straight." 50 like,
I was
are you
excited about
sure?
that. Any other good shit from the 50 interview?
Man, just usual 50. In my opinion, 50 interviews be insightful. They
50
be real
always talk
good
a
to
good
me.
game. That's true.
I'm always here for them, so I suggest checking it out. But those are the cheat codes. I mean, those are the cliff notes though. If you don't want to listen to the whole thing. Oh, all right, man. 2023 is here. Before we know it, it'll be 2024, and we've got predictions.
Please don't say that.
I know, man.
Jeez.
Time moving by fast. The older I get, the
The
faster.
last 3 years have felt like a year and a half.
That's a fact. I don't know though. The quarantine felt like a long time though.
That did.
That was
That was the year. Then the other
that was
two
the year.
years
That's a
were the
fact.
half.
Those 4 months was a year.
Facts.
But we've got some predictions for 2023, man. Before this all said and done, I've got 3 and a possible. I don't know how many you got, but gonna kick things off. What prediction you got? Oh, do you got bold predictions? Are these spicy or are these kind of medium, mild?
I had a hard time coming up with bold predictions. This is why I wanted to start and ask you before we got to that is, do you find yourself, especially what we talked about the last 2 years, and I had this problem. I didn't know if it was just me or if it was just because of how where we are in hip hop. Over the last 3 years, we've gotten everything we could have asked for, with the exception of TDE drops. So you got Drake albums, you got J. Cole albums, whatever you've wanted and you've been a fan of, you've been able to get it. So I'm sitting here trying to think, okay, what am I anticipating or waiting on? And there's nothing really that jumps out at me. Or I'm like, man, if I got that, I would fucking die happy. Like nothing. And I guess it's the microwave society that we spoke about earlier. But short of Jay-Z saying, I'm getting back in the lab with Kanye West and we finna do a Blueprint 4, like, which will never happen. There's nothing that will make me be like, damn, I can't wait for that. Is that just me or do you feel the same?
Well, it depends. Most of the stuff that be happening that we get that I get excited about, I didn't anticipate, honestly. So a lot of my stuff is it's predictions, but I don't necessarily know. Most of the shit that happens is surprising. You know what I mean? We don't ever go, all right, nigga, this year we finna get this Jay and Kanye, and then Jay and Kanye drop 6 months later and we happy. Like, that's not how it works. Or this year, man, I hope Drake does a collab album with someone and then he does it with 21. It's like, yay, nigga, I don't know that shit was finna happen. Like, right. Dude, so and to be fair, it is on that's the pressure that we're gonna put on the game to keep doing shit to make it fresh. You know what I'm saying? So that it doesn't grow stale, so that we get something that we didn't expect or that we didn't know we needed. That is hip hop's job, to make sure that we're still engaged and invested in it. And sometimes you just can't call it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, who knows, bro? I didn't know I wanted that J444 when it came out. I didn't know I wanted that. I'm come clean. I don't know what the nigga was gonna talk about. When Nas took a break, I didn't know what the fuck he was gonna do with Life is Good. I was like, bro, he's 40-something now, bro. I don't want to hear what Nas got to say. It should end up being fire. Like, so you just never know.
That's true. That's true. I didn't have as many predictions as what I'm looking for or want. And the first is group oriented. I spoke about TDE. They haven't been giving us the output that we really wanted. Dreamville ain't really my bag. Griselda said they're about to retire. Looks like they're about to go their separate ways. What I'm interested in this year is what label, group, affiliate, coalition, whatever you want to call it, who takes the reign and jumps to the front of hip hop. We thought that it was going to be P and Coach K for a minute. They look real strong, but it's been dumb quiet since Lil Baby's rise, and you ain't seen as many of the label mates roll out there. So for me, what I'm looking for and what I'm interested in, I like the group play. I like having the different personalities. Of course, we came up with Hot Boys and No Limit, so we from that ilk. But it's getting harder and harder to keep groups or conglomerates together and continuously drop longer than 2-3 years. I know Griselda been at it a long time, but we talking about they height. They've been at it maybe 2 or 3 years, and now you already got Westside talking about he's trying to retire. So for me, what group, what label, what affiliation of artists is going to take heed in 2023? Do you have any predictions, guesses, who you think could be that could be?
It's quiet. I mean, you got to think about it. There's no more good music. Like
No
you
good
said, QC
music.
and Shambles. TDE had a good year last year, though. They had 3 drops, and all
They
3 of them.
did, but they didn't though. That was like see, a good year, in my opinion, for us with the TDE that we know is Kendrick, Cole, Schoolboy,
Oh,
Absol. I mean Kendrick, you know what I mean. Absol, Schoolboy, J Rock, Reason. We got Kendrick.
they've never done that. They've
They
never dropped
should
like
though.
that.
Like we've seen now that they're not even gonna have the opportunity to do it now because Kendrick gone.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
they had a decent year.
yeah. Not they were 3 for 3 last year. I'm gonna be honest. Now it's different when your main person is not waving the TDE flag. Like when Kendrick doesn't have the TDE shirt, chain, hat, he not repping, so it didn't feel like it.
Thanks.
That's a part of it. And like you said, he gone now, so it should be plenty of studio time for everybody else that you just named to get it.
Who the lead dog in that crew now?
Schoolboy. It's
Really?
Schoolboy.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Now, can he carry a team? That's a whole nother question.
That's a great question as well.
Yeah, that remains to be seen.
I am interested to see how that plays out. What do you got?
I have a bold. I don't know if it's bold, but I think 2 big rap titans that have taken a lot of time off will both drop this year, and they are in very similar lanes, and that's Nicki and Cardi. I think they both come out this year, and I think they both come out relatively close to each other. Not quite Certified Lover Boy and Donda, where Kanye delayed his shit until Certified Lover Boy came out and dropped it the same day. I don't know if it's going to be on that level of petty, but I do believe that both of them are going to drop this year. Cardi came out with 2018, 2017. It's been a minute. And I think Nicki came out 2018, 2019. It's been a long time. And I think they both drop, and I think fans will be divided. I think there'll be a night. There's a part of me that wants to see that to make like a moment. Because then you know what I'm saying, we haven't really had like the 50 and Kanye head to head. We haven't really had that Certified Lover Boy and Donda. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like that would be kind of fun. In my opinion, that'd be a nice event. So I think that will happen though. It's a little bit of a bold prediction, but I can see them dropping relatively closely. Even though Cardi came out and said, I don't need to drop if I don't want to. I was like, all right. Because people were asking, like, yo, what album at? She was like, nah, I don't have to. Like, I'm working on some shit. It's missing. I've got it X amount done, but it's missing a couple of things. And people were like, man, it's missing. You're not writing your shit, you know. So they went all in. She was like, nigga, I don't have to fucking drop anything, honestly.
I'm sure she ain't got time for that shit, though. Like, could you imagine being Cardi B going to sit in a fucking studio to record a song? Like, bro, this is like the lowest stream of income that I have.
Especially when you're still doing shows off of the one you dropped 5 years
the first
ago.
album, my nigga. Like, I can go get a bag right now from a song I already did.
Well, I make a new one.
Yeah, I ain't gotta make no another one. Like, they still giving me $1 million to perform this one. Are you serious?
Nigga in Saudi Arabia, nigga, they paying me $1 million to do an album that's 5 years old.
I won't be back for 2 weeks, nigga. When am I supposed to work on this album? Like, come on, bro. Hey, that is good. I would love to see that. I'd love to see even them playing into it. I'm tired of beef hip hop. Yeah, I'd love to see them two like play into it like 50 and Kanye did. They ain't gotta be friends, but at least respect and acknowledge the other's craft. I would love to see that. That would be dope. Yeah. For me, my prediction, we didn't see Jermaine Cole this year per se. Saw him last year. I think that he had a chance to really look at the landscape. Seems like a calculated dude. Bold prediction, we get a classic album for Jermaine Cole this year. Classic. Better than, not since 2014, since he had an album that's good. And he had some good shit since then, too.
Yeah, that offseason was fire.
Facts.
I have a J. Cole prediction too, and that's ironic that you say that. You remember when he came out with the offseason right before that, he posted that picture of that little note on the studio, and it was the fall off error.
Yep.
Had He had features, and he marked that out. That's when he slaughtered everybody's song. Then he had Return of the Dreamers 3, and that was marked out. And that was the compilation. And then he had Off Season, It's a Boy, and he had Fall Off. And now we know what Off Season was. We can mark that off. My bold prediction was that he drops those two. He drops 2 this year. I think he does It's a Boy and the Fall Off this year.
Now, It's a Boy terrifies me because that's
y'all know what that's about.
It's that I feel like if I had to guess, it would be similar to what was the For Your Eyes Only.
And that ain't it.
Yeah, that ain't what I want. I don't want the fold and close J. Cole. I'm talking about the Uncle P's Caddy J. Cole giving me a classic album. So that was my J. Cole prediction with the classic album. But yeah, I saw that list too in the scratch offs. Yeah. And he deleted all his IG or whatnot. I'm gonna tell you,
they say he's coming.
Yeah, for those people that listen to this show and familiar with it for a while, a sick individual is M Extra. You know, he deleted his Instagram as well when J. Cole did.
Oh my God. I swear. That's disgusting.
They're one of the nastiest niggas on the planet for that. That's easily. Disgusting. That nigga had 0 posts on his shit.
That's disgusting, dude.
He's gonna drop an album.
Jesus Christ. That's a new level of low right there.
Oh man, I hope he hears this.
Bro. Do better, M Extra. I do have a Hove prediction though.
Okay.
I don't think we get an album, but I think he does something major. I think this is the year he gets a team. I think this is the year.
A football team?
A team. I'm not even gonna put a sport on it. I'm gonna say a team, even though I'm leaning toward football. I think this is the year. That's been brewing for about 4 or 5 years now. I think he does a major acquisition like that before we get an album.
Who and him?
I don't think he's gonna put out music.
Saying he's gonna buy a team before he puts out an album is fucking insane.
Yeah, that is nuts.
Jesus,
saying that out loud is wild. But I think so. I think he's part of an ownership group in some way this year. I think that finally happens.
Yeah, him and Jeff Bezos is meeting, right?
Yeah.
What team? The Commanders.
Yep. I mean, that's been rumored. He was rumored. He was linked to the Broncos. So that's been rumored for a little minute now.
Because I think that Daniel Snyder, in order to preserve cool points, because he's probably the least cool owner in the league, I think that Jeff Bezos and Jay-Z may get a minority stake in the Washington football team. I think that may happen. I could see that.
But he's finna sell the whole thing, though.
Who?
I think Snyder sells the whole team.
Daniel Snyder?
Yeah.
No, sir. No.
I think they get him up out. They want him out.
Bro. They can't get him out, though. That's the thing. If they could get him out, he would have been gone. This ain't a sports podcast. We'll let y'all go in a second. Sure. But to that point, if they had the stuff to get him out, they would have straight what's your boy name in the Clippers?
Oh yeah, Sterling.
Yeah, listen, man, that you look at some of the stories on Daniel Snyder. He has been shaking it for 5 years, dude. Like they've been trying for the longest to get him out. So I think in order to curtail all of that, like you said, because they do want him going, I just don't think that they can do it. Him partnering with Jay-Z and Jeff Bezos, that's the good look for him and will help save his team. I think it happens. Interesting. All right. Last bold prediction from me, man. I'm going to play favorites here. The Kill the King is still fresh on my mind. My guy, T.I. I do think that we will get that last album from T.I. He officially bows out from the rap game, goes full-time with his media personalities, and we don't hear him dissing Charleston White or doing things to discredit his legacy out here. I think we get that Kill the King. He puts a cap on a brilliant career, and T.I. bows out gracefully into his comedy career and movie and acting and all that stuff. That's what I'd love to see.
Bowing out gracefully into a comedy career is nuts. I need to I'll take the bow out gracefully. I don't need it into the comedy career. I don't need that. I'm gonna be honest. I am looking forward to that album though, believe it or not. I know T.I. he's past his prime. Would you say he's past his prime? That's fair. Yeah, he passed his prime. He's not moving the needle like that music.
Yeah, he still rap his ass off, but he just ain't, like you said, moving the needle.
Right. But I'm here for it. I would definitely check for it, especially off what Jeezy just did with that drama, man. I'm here for this. Facts. My last one real quick. Travis Scott should come out this year. That Utopia has been teased for a minute now. He's separated himself enough from the Astroworld tragedy, in my opinion. I think the problem is though his music ain't really been hitting like that. Like the singles they've been throwing ain't really been sticking. I don't think that I think that Utopia comes out. I don't think it's on anybody's top 10 though. And
Jesus.
so for someone of his stature to be he's an A-lister, and what that last album did, Astro World was top 5 in everybody's shit that year. I think the fall off with his material, I think it's gonna be a miss for a lot of people, and I don't think people gonna fuck with it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think people have forgotten pretty much about, well, not to be insensitive, but
Right.
moved on from that Astro World event. But like you
A
said,
lot has happened since then.
Yeah, like you said though, it ain't hitting.
No, it hasn't.
Like Travis Scott ain't it no more. So I'd be interested to see what happens.
That's what happens when you take time off. That's why it's so tricky, dude. When you take time off to get low, and let shit calm down, bro. He got his shoes keep him hot, but the songs ain't really been. He did a song with Pharrell, man, that came out last year. Motherfucker wasn't talking about nothing. Like how you drop a Pharrell feature, bro? Like, it's on some slaw.
You need to take one of them Kanye Hawaii trips. But I don't even know, like, if it's someone like him, how would you even get back in the zone?
That's what I'm.
That's the crazy part. Because now you're so big and so much of a star, like it ain't no tapping back into like that source. Or you could call Sci-Hi.
When all else fails, dude, just call Sci-Hi.
Prices went up if I'm Sci-Hi too. Yeah, me fucked up.
Oh shit.
Last thing that I'm interested to see before we get out here, wins and losses, man. I want to see what Yo Gotti does with this group click. To my first point, I forgot CMG. They could possibly be it and do it. Get a bigger year from Moneybagg Yo. Get a bigger year from Glorilla, which is crazy to say. But if Yo Gotti finds a way to continue to level that talent up that he has, that's gonna be a sight to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely interested to see what's going on. It look like he booed up out here in these streets though.
Shout out to him and Angela Sin. That nigga made that happen, boy. Manifestation is real.
Nah, promotion is real. Paid promotion is real.
Manifestation is real, boy. Yo Gotti talk that up, man. Yo Gotti.
Paid promo, people.
That's fun.
No, I don't know. It's giving me Meg Thee Stallion, Moneybagg Yo vibes.
I always forget that happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, who else? Lil Durk and what's old girl name from Chicago?
Ari?
Nah, I mean from Detroit.
Who?
Man, the short.
They used to be stripper?
Nah, hell no.
The chick that playing BMF, what's her name?
Nah, not her.
Who?
Man, the little short Days Loaf. Remember that?
Oh, no, I don't remember that at all.
Days Loaf and Lil Durk, that was so fake. Nigga, nobody was biting that.
Nah, I don't believe that at all.
This is giving me that
now, and you just told me, huh?
Yeah, I ain't biting. We'll see.
I mean,
I ain't biting.
Know. Yeah,
Moneybagg and Meg.
I can see it. That Moneybagg and Meg was cringe.
Here today and gone tomorrow.
That was cringe worthy right there.
Hey man, y'all let us know about y'all 2023 predictions. Throw them in the YouTube comments, man. What y'all think gonna happen? What do you hope to happen? Do you agree with any one of ours? Let us know. Wins or losses time. Is this a W or an L to 21 Savage, who said he wants to be frozen and woken back up in the year 2121?
I respect it, man. This is some weird shit I'd think about it and maybe do. Yeah, I respect him even being on this and his play to his name, 2121. Him waking up in the year 2121 would be fucking hilarious, though.
Very. How different is the world gonna be in 2121?
Way different if 21 Savage is there. I promise you that.
That's one thing. That's an interesting thought though. Like I don't know if this nigga was up watching like the Sci-Fi Network, nigga,
and just seeing that shit.
That's hilarious. And it came up with this or what? But that's an interesting thought. 2121 is insane, man. Win or loss to your man, Young Jock. He posed a simple question, man. Hey man, what's wrong with me listening to R. Kelly? Why can't we listen to R. Kelly?
See, Jock don't know how to put stuff. This is a loss, first of all. Just listen to R. Kelly. Like if you're gonna listen to it, just listen to it. It's like, don't make it a thing. Don't be out here like you're trying to make it like it's okay, even though other people have done it. Just listen to R. Kelly, bro. Jock still ain't learned what putting your foot in your mouth, bro. Just listen to it.
Yeah, just go. I'm sure this is coming off the heels of the R. Kelly album that dropped out of nowhere. People were kind of surprised about that, and it's just always weird when people go out their way to promote it. Though. That's strange to me. Your man Boosie did it. Man, this
It's
shit a
on you.
classic. Like, let me hop on Instagram and pump it. That's just weird. Like, you listen to it. I don't knock anybody for listening to it, to be honest with you. But it's just weird when you go out of your way to pump
And
it.
let
It just
people
looks
know.
strange.
Let people know, oh, I'm listening to this R. Kelly. Like, bro,
Yeah, because you wouldn't
relax.
do that in any other circumstances
Yeah.
otherwise than the ones that are currently present. Like, you wouldn't do that if he was just regular R. Kelly. You wouldn't do that. That's weird.
Right. I get that.
W or Lost, man, the West Side Gun, you alluded to this earlier. He announced that he is retiring from rap for like the 5th time.
I didn't know this is the 5th time announcement.
He's
This
definitely
is a
said
W.
this before.
Going down his list of accomplishments and then how he feels slighted about the things that he's done, I get it. And also selfishly, I'd love to see his creative mind without it being focused on rap. I feel like that he's creative enough. Like he had the wrestling shit going, and we see an all-black wrestling league, fashion, art. Like, dude is super innovative. I 100% believe him in that. And like him in that sense. So if he stopped rap and elevated the culture and brought the hip hop style to one of those other industries and spaces, that'll go a lot further for us as people. I like that because I think that he's the type of dude to do that. He may be bigger for whatever he does next than he is for rap. Like we may be calling him by his government name. I fully believe that like when motherfucker be like, also, I don't even know his government name, but 10 years from now, you call him like, that was West Side Gun. I'm like, who? To kids and shit. Yeah. So.
It's a W, even though he is he's starting to complain a lot, and it's kind of getting weird.
You taking card out your boy book, Kanye. You just seen Kanye
out of Wale book. That's what he's doing.
On a lower level, yes.
And it's getting annoying, bro. Like, stop. Please stop. We see it. I swear we see it. I know you see your merch receipts, bro. That should be validation enough. Like, you don't have to get B-Dot to put you number 1 on every list that he makes, bro. Like, relax.
Yeah. And niggas that know, weird. They know. Like, people that know, they ain't nobody sleep on. Like
I agree.
God, bro.
Bonus winner lost, man. Mace, Cameron, and Jada. They were supposed to go on tour. 3-Headed Monster, I believe is what it was called. That's been scrapped, but they do have a one-night only show at the Apollo later on in the month. You fuck with it?
No, I could not do that. It's too New York for me, man. I stream it maybe, but I wouldn't be in the building at all.
Oh no.
But
I ain't mad at it though.
No, I ain't mad at that. I respect it. It's a W. I respect it. Before we get out of here, that Jeezy orchestra that's coming.
Yeah.
I didn't get tickets when they went on sale and was looking third party for them. What do you think the third party tickets are going for? Cheapest.
That venue looks so small, bro. I'd probably say a stack.
Cheapest ticket is $850.
Yep, I believe it, bro.
I
promise I believe it.
The most expensive one is $5,400 for the front row ticket.
I believe it. That venue looks
small.
Jeezy
concert.
Yeah. People missed out on that Ross. And niggas is like, we not missing out on this next one.
Yeah.
And it's a small venue too. Shout out to my guy.
Same spot?
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
Well, I don't know. Let me take that back. I don't know.
That spot wasn't even that big.
So. It wasn't.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Not for Jeezy, who's got 10 million followers posting it like, yo, here go the link. Everybody fuck with it. One night only. Nigga, them little 300-400 tickets gonna be gone quick.
Facts.
But shout out to my gal. She definitely got us in the dough. She's a ticket master wizard. I don't know how the fuck she be getting on there so fast. She prepping for that Beyonce when that announcement. This is practice. Because when that Beyonce shit get announced, nigga, if she don't get tickets to that, nigga, she might blow up ticket
and resell them.
But we definitely in the building, man. I got to get my fit together.
For Jeezy?
Mm-hmm.
You going suited and booted?
Yeah. It's got a formal dress code, so I'm in there.
Niggas was formally dressed in the last one, so I fucks with that. Like I said, I wish I had formally got right. But when they get closer to the show day, maybe they'll go down.
They should.
Yeah, but $850, I could not do that.
Fuck no.
Not doing $850.
Hey man, we're going on Decker of the Week. Shout out to my guy D-Dub on YouTube. Great show as usual. Another amazing year of work in the books. I hope the show and the network continue to grow and takes you guys to the next level. Also, Cole definitely had verse of the year. Shout out to my guy D-Dub, been supporting us for a stretch. Great comment, man. Thank you.
Yep.
What you got to put me on?
My put on is from YouTube this week. Shout out to a friend of the show, Star Lido. He dropped that Rocket Man freestyle over the break to Boosie's beat and absolutely murdered it. Some real heartfelt shit, as you come to expect from Leo, man. Some good introspective stuff. So y'all check out that Starlito Rocket Man.
Absolutely. Yeah, he bodied that. You know, my typical shit. I've been in the movies lately. I'll tell you what to see and what not to see. Whitney Houston movie, you can skip that. Wait till it comes out.
I don't believe there's a Whitney Houston movie and you've seen it already.
Facts.
Damn.
Facts.
The Whitney
and
Houston movie is no. Who played Whitney Houston?
I don't know her name. She looked like her though.
Really? Was anybody famous in her?
No.
Oh man, stop it. That's disrespectful to Whitney, dude.
I agree.
Who did this movie?
It's co-signed by your boy. That's the one thing I'll say. Clive Davis, like he executive producer, so all of the music is in there.
Oh, that's hard.
But they showed how he was, because you know she didn't write none of her shit. So like this nigga, this is literally how it happened. This nigga be in the studio and be like, yo, I got some people submitted some shit. Let's take a listen to them at reference tracks. Nigga, what you think about this? Play. I want to dance for somebody. Oh, yeah, I think I could do something with that. Okay, here's another one. Okay, here's another one. We the children of the future. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is sending these songs?
Smashes getting
nigga, they smashes, bro. Like, what? Nigga, who the fuck is the mailman, dude? Like, who is sending this, bro? Where are you getting this from? So I looked at him a little different. I thought he was on some Quincy Jones shit. This nigga was just checking the mail. Like, he wasn't doing shit else.
White man privilege.
Yeah, he let me down. I'm like, man, come on, Clive Davis. Nigga got the easiest job in the fucking world, dude.
That's hilarious.
But that was mid. You can watch that on TV. But I did fuck with that Megan over the weekend. That shit was pretty good. A lot funnier than I thought it was gonna be. I do recommend that. I fuck with it.
I'm debating. I might go. Well, I watch some Fire Stick.
Oh, it's definitely a good Fire Stick watch. 100%. Anything else before we get out of here?
That's it, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in for the new show first show of the new year. Excuse me. We look forward to what we got cracking in 2023. 10 years. Who else can say that?
Man, nobody, man. Hey, stay tapped in with us until the next time. We out.
Cheers.